Hey guys, so just a little update, kind of a video. I don't even know what to call these videos in this part of this little series that I started. I did the first one last week, and that was entering my soft girl era. I did that first video in this kind of little series I wanted to do. It got pretty good feedback, and actually a couple of you guys DM'd me separately and privately and shared with me the impact that video had on you and everything, and that was just hands down the kind of signal that I needed to know that these kind of videos are going to be something I'm going to incorporate into my channel more often. And so here we are, and I'm on the set right now. I got the new tripod. If you guys have been keeping up with me, you'll know that my tripod was broken, and so I had been filming in different places, and even honestly kind of using not having the tripod as an excuse not to film. The new tripod came in. This is my 7th video that I'm filming today, so before we even get into anything with that, I just have to express how happy for myself, how proud of myself I am for getting through these 7 videos today, not letting myself get distracted, not letting myself quit, not procrastinating on it. I'm here, I did it. This is number 7, and this video is going to be kind of talking a little bit more about what we talked about last week in this video, and I talked with you a little bit about entering my soft girl phase in the last video that I made like this, and that is something I'm kind of dedicated to, and that's going to be a huge part of me and my journey. And in today's video, I wanted to kind of highlight one of the ways that I'm trying to embrace that side of me, and that specific thing is I've decided to stop shaming myself. And oh wait, hold on. Okay, when I sit like right here, the little cat ears from this statue look like the little cat ears on me. Okay. So look, like right there. Okay, so I wanted to talk about how I've decided to stop shaming myself and what that means for me, what that looks like, how I am starting to do that, and what that means, and how it makes me feel. So I'm a little bit, I'm not uncomfortable by any means, because I'm sitting next to one of my best friends, but she is sitting over here. She's doing her own thing. I don't even know if she can hear me. Can you hear me? She didn't answer me. I don't think she can hear me, but Ingrid is here. She's sitting down, she's working on something, and I'm filming my videos while she's working, and I just know that if she were to be able to listen to what I was saying or whatever, then she would just be looking yeah girl, yeah. I'm so excited for what I'm saying and stuff in the video, because she would be really happy that I'm talking about this. But can you hear me? She can't hear me. It's so funny. I'm talking about her and she can't even hear me. Now she's waving at the cat. Okay. And Mr. Kitty, and is that Miss Kitty? Miss! Come here, Miss! Come here, Miss! Your fans love you. Miss Kitty is showing herself in front of Ingrid, which is not something that Miss Kitty likes to do. She's a little hesitant about it, but she's out and about. She's doing her thing. Anyway, okay, guys. Sorry. Here I am. But yeah, shaming yourself. It's something I think a lot of people do. A lot of us kind of go to that reaction with ourselves as, God, I can't believe I did that. I'm so dumb for doing that. Or I can't believe I ate that and be a fat cow, or whatever, right? We say things to each other, or to ourselves, right? That just kind of bring you down, right? That negative toxic self-talk. And I have a pretty big problem with that, simply because part of the things I find funniest in life are some of that self-deprecating style of humor. I think that kind of stuff is a little bit funny, but there's a line for it. And I think that when I talk about do that kind of humor and stuff in ways that I'm not really necessarily affected or triggered by, and it's just something that I'm already so secure in myself with, I think it's okay to joke about those things. But when you're not, and when they're your triggers, and when you're not necessarily saying things like that in a joking way about yourself. You're saying it, but kind of low-key meaning it, or like whatever becomes a problem. And so that's why it's been like, this has been a really tough challenge in this whole journey, right? And I'm not completely solid on it yet at all by any means, but just acknowledging that you're focusing on it and making it a daily habit to focus on it is how things get better. And so, for example, like, you know, I've been going through it the past few months. Like, I really have. Like, it has not been easy. I have been partying a lot. I have been acting recklessly. I have been neglecting certain responsibilities within my life, i.e. YouTube. A lot of the time I've been neglecting that to focus on different things that provided me pleasure in the moment, or a little hit of dopamine, or whatever, you know, in a time when I really needed it. And for a while, I was getting really down on myself and really hard on myself. And even prior to my mom passing, I was always really hard on myself and really, really, really strict with myself. And if I didn't do something that I had on my agenda, or that I wanted to do, or I fell off of my routine one week because I did something fun in place of getting my stuff done for the day, I would shame the crap out of myself. And I would say, this is why you're not going anywhere. This is why you haven't grown, your channel hasn't grown to the size you want to yet. This is why you're still the size you are, because you can't get it together, you know, and, or you're so stupid for not doing this. Like, I can't believe you didn't get that video up faster than that. Like, now, like, you missed out on all these views because, you know, you didn't get to the tea fast enough. Or, you know, like, I can't believe that, you know, you let yourself drink so much. Like, you're such an idiot. Like, you're so dumb. Like, you're like, you shouldn't be acting like you just shame yourself, right? This is why nobody likes you, so why nobody's in a relationship with you, because you act like this, and you shame yourself, right? And it is really, really not the way that we should be talking to ourselves, because at the end, what I'm starting to realize more and more is, like, if you don't, and it, like RuPaul says, I guess, honestly, you know, y'all are gonna think I'm a cheeseball for saying it like this, but it really is this. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? In the famous words of RuPaul, okay? And it's honestly true, you know? Like, if you sit here and you shame yourself and you call yourself stupid and you call yourself ugly and fat and all these horrible names and dumb and, you know, whatever the words that you're calling yourself, the mean words you say to yourself, if you are doing that, then how are you gonna expect anybody else not to do that to you, right? Like, you have to love you before anyone else can really love you, and before you can love anyone else. And so right now I'm working on kind of like reframing those situations, like in the moments where I may not be very proud of the way that I acted, maybe I drank too much, or maybe like I, you know, whatever. Instead of saying like, I'm ashamed of this, or like, you're stupid for doing this, or whatever, I'm choosing to look at it like, okay, well, this is what I did. And this is how Shelby was coping or feeling or handling what she was going through at the moment. And that's okay. And you choose to look at the parts of it and say, I know I didn't handle this in the best way. And you forgive yourself. And if, you know, you need to apologize to other people because maybe you went off on them or something, you do that too. But you don't condemn yourself for the things you've done, or how you are, or what you are. You just say, hey, I'm just doing the best I can out here. And everyone's just doing the best they can out here. And to be quite honest, all of us make mistakes. All of us do things that are not maybe what the ideal version of ourselves in our head would choose for us to do in the heat of a moment of emotion, or maybe a gluttonous moment with food, or, you know, an insecure moment in a relationship, or an intoxicated moment with drinking or whatever. We all do and say things that, you know, maybe our best versions of ourselves would not really appreciate, but you have to accept and forgive yourself and not shame yourself for those messy moments that you might have. And also, you know, it's not even just about those times where you shouldn't shame yourself. You shouldn't shame yourself in your everyday little moments either. And this is another thing that I'm really working on. It's like, you know, when I look in the mirror and I'm just standing there like naked in the mirror, you know, I used to just pick apart my flaws and to say, oh, I hate this part. I hate this part of me, or I hate this part of me, or whatever. And instead, what I've chosen to do, and I've made the cognizant decision to do this, is whenever I feel myself starting to look at these parts of me that I think that aren't as what I want them to be, I choose to look at the parts of me that I do love, right? So I'll, you know, turn my attention towards the good things, right? And I'll be like, you know, but, you know, like, maybe this stomach got a little extra pounds on her, girl, but the face don't quit, or whatever, you know, whatever it is for yourself. But you choose to reframe your thoughts, and instead of focusing on the things that you don't like about yourself, because everyone has things that they don't necessarily love about themselves, you choose to reframe and focus your attention on the things you do love. And what that does is it helps you it just kind of starts the process, and like helps you start to kind of like love yourself and think of yourself in a different light. And I think that I'm going to be honest when I say that at this point, that's kind of as far as I've gotten with it. Rome wasn't built in a day, you know, this journey's not over yet. It's just begun, and there are still things that, you know, I need to work on. I'm not perfect. I'm not completely healed or anything like that by any means. But I think that starting with these types of things are a really good first way to get there. So again, I don't know, like when I make these videos, I guess I should say this in case new people come to the channel and they watch this video for the first time. I'm not like a professional for any of this stuff. I don't have any whatever. I'm just a normal person. I'm just kind of choosing to share a little bit of my journey with you guys and healing and all of that, and what I'm doing to get there. So that's just kind of where I'm at. And I guess the focus for this week, I'm still maintaining the soft girl stuff. I'm still putting that into practice in ways, in the ways that I can. So I think also, on an interesting note, one thing that's really helped me with this embracing like your feminine energy and my feminine mindset and all that stuff is changing the music that I listen to. And that is a big one and an unexpected one that I didn't really even realize until I kind of just was in the mood to listen to something different, probably because I was just in that softer energy. So I didn't want to listen to like Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B or anything. I didn't want to listen to them because I was just feeling a little bit softer. But then like I found myself realizing like, oh, I don't know if I really want to listen to all this stuff, because I feel like those girls where they're bosses, you know, that music is very masculine energy music. And so what I've in turn done is I've kind of like I've kind of changed the stuff that I'm listening to as far as music goes, right? So I'm listening to a little bit more lo-fi stuff. I'm listening to stuff that's a little bit like softer or like whatever. And I'm not listening to like, you know, Girls from the Hood or like thought shit or like, you know, whatever it is. I'm not listening to that as much anymore. I'm listening to stuff that kind of like you know, goes with this more peaceful, serene, intuitive, softer version that I'm trying to embrace. And it honestly does help. It is beneficial. And it also calms you in a way that like I never really realized that I needed. Like, I mean, I have a very vast array of music on my phone, right? But the stuff that plays more frequently, because that's the stuff I listen to more often, is that like, you know, rap, hip hop, you know, a lot of these female artists, Doja Cat, you know, Megan Thee Stallion, Latto, you know, Sweetie, like all those girls. And with that, and when you switch from that like high, you know, like energy or whatever to something softer, I feel like honestly I feel more peaceful and a little bit like less anxious because I'm not listening to that like intense hard music all the time. So that's just like a side note, but it's been really beneficial to me. Not that I'm giving up my, you know, twerking music forever, but I think that just kind of like a time and place for it, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, that's gonna be it, I think, for today's little video. Let me know in the comment section down below if any of this kind of stuff resonated with you, what your experience is and the things that I'm talking about. If there's any other topics along this line that you want me to discuss or whatever, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you. I'm not gonna call your name out by name in this video, but you know who you are. You sent me a very touching message about my last video like this, and I just want you to know it really touched me, and those kinds of things are a big part of the reason I do this. My cat is freaking out. Miss? Miss? Okay, she's freaking out. But that's a huge part of the reason I do this, right? Oh, Miss Kitty's here. She wanted some love. I love to know that I make an impact. And when I read your message and I saw the kind of impact that I had made, it really, really made everything worth it. And I did open up a lot in that video, and I'm opening up a lot in this one, and it just shows me that it's worth it and that it does matter. It does matter. So thank you. I'm not gonna call you out by name in this one. You know who you are. You're always here in the comments. You're always so supportive of me on all the platforms that I'm on. And so I wanna thank you for that, because it just validated that this is worth it for me. This is sharing and being open like this online is worth it. So aside from that, guys, I have a whole slew of drama videos that already have gone up this week or are going to be going up this week, depending on when this video is posted throughout the week. So I hope you enjoy those and stay tuned for those. It seems like we're back on target, baby. So I'm excited, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.